But this morning, as I was last Sunday morning, God laid it on my heart to go ahead and give this message corporately to the body. And as I begin to develop it, I see why it's such an important thing, because there's a war going on. Amen. The battlefield is our mind. You know that old saying, they say the freaks come out at night? Look, at night, the war goes on. When you're behind a closed door, the war goes on. When your spouse ticks you off, the war goes on. You see, there is a war in our minds. There is a battle for our minds. If the enemy can get our mind, then he gets us off track with God. So we have to look at, okay, God, I want to fulfill my destiny, as the man of God mentioned last week. We want to agree with God. But see, there are things, thank you, Rick. There are things in our path, there are things in our life that don't allow us to fully agree with God. And it starts in our thoughts. Go deeper. It's that war that's going on between the carnal and the spirit. Where's the battlefield? It's in our mind. So this morning, I want to look at that. I want us to share together in the Word of God and share together what the Spirit has to say to us this morning, so we can look at it and walk out of here knowing that we have some tools. First, we have an understanding of these thoughts. And we have some tools to say, okay, now I'm going to fight these thoughts, because, devil, you're not going to get in my mind. I'm going to fulfill my destiny in my life. My purpose for waking up on Monday morning, I'm going to fulfill those, because I now know how I can tame these thoughts. Amen. See, the one thing that I think the psychological, or should I say the psychology of mental disturbances, dealing with the mind, they take out the element of the spirit. Now, my message is getting all changed up. Look at verse 3, family. Look at verse 3. He says, for though we walk in the flesh, we do not war according to the flesh. What Paul is saying is, you see, though we walk in human body, though we live in this human temple here, we do not war according to the way of the world. You see, the pop psychology, they war what's going on in our mind the way of the world. But Paul, with scriptures telling us that we don't use the same weapons. So verse 4 says, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. They're not in the textbook. They're not in the well, sit down. That's not our weapons. But see, that's what the world tells. Go meditate. Go take yoga. Try yoga to help you. No. That's not the weapons of our warfare for those who are of Christ. He said our weapons are mighty in God. They are powerful. They are strong for the pulling down strongholds. Another translation says demolishing. When we pull down these strongholds, we are demolishing those thoughts in our mind, those strongholds, those fortified thoughts that keeps us from advancing in God.